Hey everybody, how's it going? I figured I'd do a quick live here to see how it's gonna work, and I would like to wish everybody a happy New Year. And if anybody wants to come up, I'll put the link in the chat now. Hey, Mander, figured I'm trying to figure this out. I've never done a live stream yet before, so figured I'd try out, see how it works here. Anybody know how to do the link here? I'm trying to figure it out here. There's the link if anybody wants to come up. There's the link if anybody wants to come up.
Oh, what's up, Randy?
Oh, not much, man. I figured I'd try a live stream to see how it works here, because I've never done one yet. So figured figured for New Year's, might as well try one.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, because I've never done it on a phone, so it's hard. I'm just trying to figure it out here.
Ah,
So I figured for New Year's, might as well try it.
yep, that's true. One way.
Yep,
So how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Mater. How you feeling?
Still got some issues.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it's about normal. I mean, it comes and goes. I mean, some days I'm feeling better. Some days like
Right.
The past couple of days has been
Yeah, I hear you.
I do have a little project I'm working on right now.
You do.
Yep. A little coffee maker.
Oh, cool.
Yep. I think I've got one part that's missing as far as why it's not wanting to work right. I've done some cleaning on it. Um, got a few other things I'm still trying to figure out on.
The dog's trying to be a camera hog right now, isn't he? Look,
Yep.
look, you move. There you go, baby.
But no, it's not that old of a coffee maker, but it's not a cheap one either.
Right.
That one there, I think new's about $500.
Wow, that's expensive for a coffee maker.
It's designed for restaurants because
Right.
it's you got the bottom, but you've also got a top warmer also.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I've seen those.
Yeah, I mean the heaters are the warmers are working. The uh, the heater for getting the water itself hot, that's working. The problem is it doesn't have the water come up to go through for dripping.
Maybe it's got a clog in it or something.
No, there's a part missing to let the water come up.
'Cause speaking of coffee makers, I don't know if you remember 'em. Remember them old under the counter ones, like mounted to your counter?
Yep.
I had two of them, or two or three of them, and the older out of all of them lasted the longest. The newer models, they were like shit, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wound up buying a brand new hot water heater, and I think 3 or 4 months later, I'm having to get a brand new thermostat for it because
Yeah.
thermostat's gone out.
Right. Hey, Happy New Year, Rich. You want to come up? Like, watch out.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing is a lot of the new stuff, it won't last long.
Right. It's like we got a washer back in 2013, and it's still working today, surprisingly.
I've got a Montgomery Ward's upright freezer that's still working.
Wow. I got a Frigidaire. It's not real old, but it's probably more than 10 years old, I'd say. And it still works.
But yeah, like I said, with this thing here, I've got, no, let me get the top piece. So here's the heating element and everything for it. And this tube here, I found, this is when you put water and everything, it goes in a little tray and comes in through here and down. Well, this thing here was all clogged up. But the water, it comes out of this hole. The problem is there's nothing right here.
Wow.
So it would have to, all the water, I mean, the only way water is going to come out is if it's like right up here. So there's got to be something right here that comes down also that forces the water up to go into the little drip basket. Now, what it is, I don't know. That, and I found the overflow tube is messed up on it.
Wow.
So, but this is the water tank. This is what gets filled up with the water and everything, and it's got a whole bunch of crap and everything.
It's pretty big in it. It's pretty big though.
Yeah, it's probably gonna hold enough for about 2 pots of coffee.
That ain't bad.
No, but like I said, the fact is that coming off that heater, it goes down inside that tank. There's no way for the water to be able to come up.
Right.
So that's what I got to try and figure out. And I don't see anything that's going to pressurize it, to make it come up either. But
right.
I mean, the heating elements get the water good and hot.
Yeah, so that part's working then.
Everything's working on it, yeah, because I mean, I unplugged it, disconnected everything, and then pulled that heating unit and everything off that tank. That thing was steaming hot.
It's like we bought that Keurig when my papa was still living. Heck, that would probably been about 5 years ago, and it's still working.
Yep.
And it wasn't one of the expensive ones. It was that compact one, so it was probably the cheapest one they had at the time.
But yeah, like I said, and that's a Bloomfield.
Because them Keurigs, I like them because I'll like if I'm cooking like tea or something, I'll run water right through the Keurig, or like because sometimes I'll get like the chicken base that you have to boil water for, that powdered stuff.
Yeah.
I'll like mix that, run water through that Keurig into a cup to mix that up, and it gets that water hot enough to where I can use the chicken base.
Yep. I know for me, I just go over to Walmart and I get one of their $15 coffee makers. It works.
Yeah.
I mean, I got one of those Mr. Coffee machines that had the programs and everything.
Yep.
It lasted about
I have had a couple of them.
yeah, it lasted about a year, and that was about it. And I go over to Walmart, buy one of their $15 ones, and it'll last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, that seems like it's all anything lasts anymore today. It's a couple of years.
Yep.
I remember when I was little, some of my family members had stuff that was from the 70s that was still working, and that was in 1990. You figure so that's proves to show you that things today don't last like the old stuff.
No. Well, look at cars. I mean, the way they're made nowadays are basically throwaways.
Yep.
The way they're built, I mean, you can pull the sheet metal off of a car now and put a mic on it and everything. I can guarantee it's going to be a lot thinner than say something from back in the 50s and 60s.
Oh yeah.
And of course, now you got manufacturers who are trying to use aluminum for body panels and everything. Nope, they're going to crumble worse.
Yep. And then they put that stupid technology stuff like that start-stop that's on them now that doesn't last but 1 or 2 years, and then it quits working. Then it's just as quick to get rid of the car than it is to try to get it fixed.
Yep. And you don't have full frames on them anymore.
Yep.
So yeah, but the thing about it is, I know that, say, like my Chrysler products, well, they're unibody. Well, companies nowadays, they're starting to make those the frame parts now. So you say you had a car that was hit from the front, it crumpled up the frame rail. Nowadays, you can literally just go out there, cut it off and everything, and put another one on.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't make anything. There's not much made good nowadays. I mean, there is some, but like these Coleman lanterns I've got, they were made, to work perfect, and that's why they made many of them. Matter of fact, I've got one sitting down here that I got to go through and get figured out, see what's going to take to get it fixed.
You know who I'm surprised hasn't joined yet? Cajun.
Yeah, he might not know you're live.
Well, I put the link in the chat there, man. If you want to send it to him, that's fine with me. You can do that.
Let's see. Looks like September 1957. Yep. 1957 is when this one was made.
Wow.
It's in rough shape. Take it apart, clean it, see what all it's going to need. It's probably the most common stuff is going to be the generator on it and the get the pump fixed on it. Clean the font out. Put a couple of the mantles on there. Should be ready to go.
Yeah, it should be.
No, I mean, and the thing about it is that's a 228. The 220s and 228s, they all share the same parts.
Right.
I mean, they made that specific design all the way up until the 80s. So you got multiple years, same parts.
Yep.
Now, do you know what the difference is between a 220 and a 228?
Not really.
220 is got the small round top. Okay. The 228s have got the real wide ones.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Well, the 220, that was designed to sit like on your picnic table. The 228, it was designed to hang up from the ceiling. That way it shined the light and everything down more.
That makes sense.
Yep. I mean, that's basically the only difference between the two. And that's what, they were designed for. But the biggest
I'm
thing
liking
is,
I'm liking doing this live stream. It seems pretty easy.
yeah, they're easy to do. I don't know if I've ever, yeah, I have done one off my phone before, but it's not easy reading the chat,
I could see it. It's right up on the side there on mine because I could see it.
is it?
Yeah, it's right on my. I'm on the StreamYard thing. I don't even have to have YouTube pulled up. I can hear you.
Yep. So what have you been up to?
Oh, not much. Just been busy with everything from Christmas because we had a lot of stuff that everybody got, and we finally just got everything taken care of and done with for the year. Then we finally took our stuff down, like Christmas stuff, 2 days ago.
Yep. Um, HVACR North.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
I
one of
haven't,
my overtime guys.
yeah,
He's one of my friends.
I haven't really thought about selling the lanterns. But I do have a couple of the Coleman 3 burner stoves I've been thinking about selling. I got them operational, and I was gonna see about doing a raffle and everything. Or not really a raffle, but do a drawing to give 2 of them away, and for I had still got a 2 burner propane that I have no use for because I'm more into the regular Coleman white gas ones. And basically, I think it was going to be, what did I say? It was going to be about $5 a ticket, but nobody, I got no interest on it. It's like, nah, forget it. I still got the stoves, but I've got.
I think I got one in my shed, but I'm not sure if it even works now. It's so old.
Do you know what kind?
I think it's a Coleman.
Okay, but which one?
I'm not sure.
I mean, is it a single, 2 or 3 burner?
I think it's a 2 burner.
Okay, so that leaves it down to either a 413 or 425.
Okay, then it's probably one of those then.
It'd be one of those, and easy way to tell is the 413 is the wide one, and 425 is kind of narrow. They're both 2 burners, but the 425 is a smaller one.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah. You also got to look at the color of the tank. That's going to tell you when they were made, because
I know. I think it uses the green ones. It was one of the ones you put the cylinder on it.
Okay, so it's what, propane?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm talking about the white gas style.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've had one of them. No.
I'm talking about like what these lanterns use.
Yeah, I don't think I've had one that use that.
See, I've got a little 2 burner that's propane. I got no use for
it. It was kind of nice though when we had it though, because it was easier to cook on it and everything, and cheaper too, because we really didn't burn kerosene. Because we tried that with burning kerosene, trying to heat stuff up on the top of the kerosene heater. You burnt yourself trying to put it on it, so it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the Coleman stuff, they use a white gas. They didn't use. I mean, they did have some that was run off kerosene. They were more of a hemorrhoid, especially on the lanterns, to get lit, because you had to actually have a alcohol cup, because kerosene, it's not real flammable.
Right.
Okay, it's kind of like diesel. I mean, it will burn, but you have to get it hot enough to it will burn. So, like on these lanterns, in order to light one of those kerosene lanterns up, you actually had to have a little cup inside filled with alcohol, let that burn and it got the generator hot enough to where it would actually let the kerosene vaporize properly and then light. And
Right.
once it's lit and hot and everything, it would go. But I mean, as far as with these lanterns, I mean, yeah, I started off with propane and everything, but with the price of 1 pound bottles,
Oh
it's
yeah, they're outrageous.
yeah. I mean, I was paying what, about almost $8 for 2 of them at Walmart.
That's like we got the propane heaters that use little bottles. You pay out the ass to get 6 of them.
Yeah, but as far as I can go get a 1 gallon uh, container of camp fuel, it's
Right.
the Crown I get at Walmart. I don't get the Coleman. I get the Crown, which is it's the same thing, but it's like $8 a gallon. And I could run a Coleman stove or lantern multiple days on 1 gallon. Yeah. Walmart actually does sell it over in their camping section. Um, like I say, you got the Crown, and then you got Coleman. And for some reason, Coleman fuel runs about $12 to $13 a gallon, whereas the Crown, which it's the same thing, just different brand, for about $8. And now there are guys out there that there's videos out there on YouTube showing how guys will take gasoline and make it into white gas.
Really, I never seen that before.
Yep, there's several different ones out there, and white gas is nothing more than gasoline without all the additives.
I'll be darned. I never knew that.
Yep, what they're only thing they're doing is they're taking the anti-knock, all the detergents, everything out, and it has to, they're just taking all that stuff out, and you're getting the pure white gas. Rich, it's not actually dangerous because the guys are using electric heating elements. Like they're going to like the store and get one of those electric
Stove burner like that thing.
yeah, it's kind of like a stove burner, but it's electric, and that way they can control the temperature.
Yep, like a hot plate.
Yeah, it's like a hot plate. This is exactly what it is. It's nothing more than a hot plate that's got a temperature control on it, and they get it cranked up to a certain amount, and it will start evaporating getting the liquid into a gas form, and then it runs through the cooler, the cooling tubes, just like you do anything else running a still. What comes out the other end is going to be pure white gas, and then all the additives and everything in the gasoline remains in there. Considering the fact that gasoline's about $2.43 a gallon right now.
Yep.
And guys are going, yeah. I mean, for what it costs for making white gas out of gasoline, you get just over, I think it's just over 3/4 of a gallon of white gas out of every gallon of gasoline. No, like I said, it would be considering the fact there's no open flame. That's why they're doing it like that. Now you talking about the 220 or the 228? Because I mean they're both about the same. Like I said, there's not much difference in the two. It depends upon the condition of the lantern. I'd have to go get one of the 220s because, like I said, this is the 228, and like I said, it's because of how big this top here is. But I mean, this has got rust and everything on it, so this is not good condition. The globe and everything is all dirty. It'd have to be taken off. I mean, all this would have to be taken apart and cleaned. I don't know what condition inside the font is. I mean, that's a 228 there. And then now this one, this is another 228, but you can see how much better condition it's in. Besides being dusty and everything, but the globe is a lot better shape. Just got some dust and everything on it, but the font and everything's got much better condition. I think I can get this one fired up. Make some room over here. But like I said, these things here, now this one here I've not started up in a while. Turn my camera that way you can see me doing it. And all you got to do, loosen that up, and there's a hole on top. You put your thumb over it, and you're just pumping it up about 20 times. That's all you're doing. And then you close the valve. What that does is pressurizes the tank. And also, this is part of the generator, and it just, you go around a few times, and there's a needle that's going up and down at the end of the nozzle, and all you do is you're cleaning that out. Like I said, that's how easy it is to light one up.
That's pretty cool, Mater. That was easy.
Yeah. I mean, all you got to do is let it sit there for a minute, and that generator's got to get hot enough to where that liquid starts going into a vapor. And that with a full tank, probably run for about 7-8 hours. Yep, it does produce some heat. That's why, you just got to, clean everything off. This I've had just sitting here, just collecting dust. But like I said, on the side here, you've got this valve. It does is just cleans. It's got that needle, part of the generator. It's got a very fine piece of metal. It goes up and helps to clean out the nozzle. But if you're, sitting there listening to it, you can, hear how the sound of it goes. If the light starts going dim, it either means you're running out of fuel or you're losing the air pressure coming out. So all you gotta do is go over there and pump it back up. But yeah, you see how easy it was for me to light that one, and that one had been lit in, to be honest, since last year.
That ain't bad at all then.
No, like I said, I've just been having it hanging there on the wall. Actually, I've got another one over here. Actually, I got a couple more. It's like this one here. Okay, now that's a 220. You see how small around this one is?
Yeah, I see that. That does look smaller than the other.
This one is designed to just sit on your picnic table. But like I said, this one's been sitting over there on the wall, just hanging. But like I said, that it depends upon the quality, condition as far as how much, as far as what's wrong with them. But you see how the globe on this one is all there. Now this one I can't start up because I don't have the font cap for it.
Uh-huh.
So I'll probably have some trash, dust, and everything inside down at the bottom of that, which I can still get those. Now it's also going to depend upon, for someone, it's like, how 100% is it compared to everything else. Like I said, that here's another one I've got. This is another one. It's another 220. I can't start it up because I don't have the fuel cap for it. This one was made in 71.
It's an old one.
Yeah, but I mean that's 71. And then this one, 65. Okay.
Hey, Mater, I'll be right back. I'm going to go lean off the dock real quick.
All right, don't fall in. What I was going to say is, can you tell really which one is older just by looking at them? Like I said, it's the same design from 1 year to the next. So we're only talking 6 years difference. They didn't change them. That's the one thing about with the lanterns. They stayed the same design for multiple years. And they just turn it off, you shut the valve off. It'll, the pressure of the fuel coming up shuts off. Like I said, this one here, yeah, it's because on the very bottom they'll stamp the date and everything. 7/57 looks like. Is that 9? No, it's a 9/57. So like I said, you look at this one. I guarantee I'm gonna check it because I got it fired up. I have to let it cool down. But I can guarantee you this one here was probably made in the 70s. So, can you really tell the difference between the two?
Not really.
That's what I'm saying. They made them, multiple years. Same design, everything. Now, what really gets me and a few other people that know about the Coleman lanterns is you'll see people out there on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or some of the other places that sell them. They go, oh, it's rare, it's antique. Let's see, Coleman made about 7 million of them over the different years. So if you're looking at a 220 or 228, they're not rare. They're not. They might be antique, but price wise, nope. Considering the fact they made millions of them, and there's still millions of them out there. I mean, like this 228, I found that the other day. I've got that one sitting right there. I've got about two others. Um, I've got more. To me, they're not rare at all. And like that 228 of that first one I showed you, if I was to go and I found that somewhere at, say, a flea market or uh, garage sale or something like that, $5.
That ain't bad.
No, but you got to consider there's problems with it. Now I've gone in and I found one. I was at a flea market. I found three different ones. They were all the same. I think there were 220 models, and every single one had problems with them. The pump wasn't working. I had the shutoff valve not wanting to work. It was stuck closed. I had the little valve for the generator. It was stuck. No mantles with them. Of course, by the time you take them apart and clean them, those mantles are shot because once they burn, they're very fragile because it's nothing more than ash and everything. I think I gave the guy $20 for all three of them. I said, to me, I mean, there's probably going to be about $100 worth in parts I'd have to get for them, and that doesn't include my time to get them taken apart. Then got to wait for getting the parts to come in, and then putting them back together and getting them fixed. Yeah, Rich, they are safe. I mean, you saw me light that one up. If it, they're very safe. I mean, I've used them in the past. I've got the Coleman stoves. And yeah, they're still making them. They've gone to what they call dual fuel, and it's basically where you can run it on either the camp fuel or gasoline. Like I said, there's not much of a difference.
Oh, I didn't know that one either.
Now, about the only change they wound up doing on the Coleman stoves was, believe it or not, because stupid people were out there using them. And they were getting sent to the hospital because of their stupidity. They'd be out there, they'd be cooking and everything. They go, oh, well, I'm running out of fuel and everything. While they're cooking, they'd go over, and mind you, this is on the red fuel tanks. Red fuel tanks, they had the fuel cap on the very end. They would literally go over there, unscrew the cap, and start pouring more fuel in it while they're cooking. I'm going, you're going to have a flammable fuel right there by where a flame is. That's not smart.
No, that's stupid, actually.
Yeah. So what Coleman wound up doing is they redesigned the tank to where the fuel cap was on in between the fuel tank and the stove itself, where you can't get to it and be able to put fuel in. So that means you literally have to take the whole fuel tank off, turn it around, and then unscrew it and fill it. But that was about the only major design they wound up going with it. But the lanterns, I mean, you can go buy a brand new one, I think over at Walmart, one of the stoves for about $130. Now, as far as, like I said, as far as these lanterns go, one in good condition that's operational. I mean, it doesn't really matter on the year because they made so many of them. You're looking 50, 75 bucks for one.
That ain't too bad then.
No, I mean, we'll admit, now there are some out there that are going to be worth more money. That's because of how old they are and everything else. I mean, I've got one right now that I still got to try and find parts for. It was made back in the 80s.
That's old then. That ain't too bad.
No, but it's the fact of the design and model as far as what it is. It's what they call the mil spec, and it was basically it's a one burner. They took a 220 and got it for a one burner, but it was designed for military style use. I mean, they're different, and unfortunately, my supplier of parts doesn't have the parts in right now.
Right.
You know, all the different ones that I would need for it, so I don't even have that one operational. I've got a 220 that I haven't taken apart yet. That someone decided they didn't like the green; they liked it being blue better. So I got to strip all the paint and everything off of it, get it cleaned up, and go through it, find out what all I'm going to need. I just haven't taken the time to do it. It's not high priority right now.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm going to shut this down here because I got to get something to eat anyway. I just figured I'd do a quick one to see how it was going to work.
Yep. But HVAC, yeah, I mean, like I said, it just depends upon the model and everything. I mean, some of your ones, say back in the 30s and 40s, now those are going to be worth some money because they're a different design. Mil specs, they're all going to be about the same price. I mean, to get one of these lanterns, it's about, like the conditions I've got down here, and like this one here, like I said, you're looking 50, 75 bucks. Well, I mean, that's it, condition.
Right.
All right. Well, I appreciate you having me up, and good you
No problem, man. You know that.
Yeah. Well, you got a chance to do your first live stream.
Yeah. Now I got to see if it's gonna if I can get it to post to YouTube or not.
It should.
Yeah, it says it is, but.
Oh yeah. If you're on StreamYard, it's going to YouTube.
Yeah. Alrighty, man. Take it easy.
All right. I'll see you.
All right. Bye.